Assalamu alaikum. Today I would like to discuss about immunology. In immunology, there are initially it starts with innate and acquired immunity. In innate immunity, it is general, non-specific, and non-specialized. On the other hand, acquired immunity is specialized, and it is specific. Acquired immunity is specialized and specific. Okay. We know that immunity is inborn. It is the first line of defense. It is non-specific, non-specialized, broad reactivity, and it causes quick action. And it has, this is the high-end point. You have to remember that it has no memory. So in subsequent exposure, it will not enhance its activity. On the other hand, in acquired immunity, so if we differentiate between innate and acquired immunity, innate immunity is inborn. It develops before exposure to foreign matter, and adaptive immunity is activated only after to foreign matter. Innate immunity is antigen independent and acquired immunity is antigen dependent. Innate immunity is generalized, non-specific. On the other hand, acquired immunity is very specific. Innate immunity doesn't have any memory, so it doesn't enhance in subsequent exposure. On the other hand, adaptive immunity has have memory and it enhancement in subsequent exposure. It doesn't work through antigen recognition, so antigen recognition is not needed in innate immunity. On the other hand, in adaptive immunity, antigen recognition is needed. In innate immunity, the cells are macrophage, eosinophil, NK cell, neutrophil. On the other hand, in adaptive immunity, the cells are B and T lymphocyte. In innate immunity, the cell is humoral. In innate immunity, it is humoral immunity, so complement TNF interferon works here. On the other hand, in adaptive or acquired immunity, it is based on antibody. In innate immunity, there is no hypersensitivity, no primary or secondary immune response. There is no autoimmunity, and the receptor is TLR, that means T cell T toll-like receptor. There is LBP, there is MBP, MBL, that means manners binding lactin, and there is CRP, C-reactive protein. TLR, that means toll-like receptor. On the other hand, in adaptive immunity, there is TCR, T cell receptor, and surface IgG. In innate immunity, it is present in both vertebrate and non-vertebrate. On the other hand, adaptive immunity is present in vertebrate only. So innate immunity, the examples of innate immunity is one is anatomic barrier, skin, mucous membrane, physiologic barrier like fever. In here in fever, what you have to remember that interleukin 1 uh, is responsible for fever. This interleukin 1 responsible for fever. When there is fever, there is a release of interleukin 1. There are other chemical mediators like lysozyme, there is interferon, there is complement, which is a powerful killer, and in complement there are other phagocytic barrier, there is inflammatory barrier, and that is all about innate immunity. So if you differentiate the immune system, it is innate and acquired, and in innate immunity there is humoral and cellular. On the other hand, in acquired immunity there is also humoral and cellular. Innate immunity, in humoral component there is complement, there is interferon, there is TNF, there is active phage. And on the other hand, in uh, cellular component there is macrophage, there is eosinophil, there is neutrophil, there is basophil. On the other hand, in acquired immunity there is antibody. On the other hand, in acquired immunity there is cellular B and T lymphocyte. What are the cells of the innate immunity? it is macrophage, it is eosinophil, it is a neutrophil, and fourth one is basophil, and another is a mast cell. There is NK cell 2 and there is LAK cell 2. So what are the points missed in innate immunity? In innate immunity, what you have to remember that innate immunity is innate and acquired. Sorry, in innate immunity, it is germline encoded. Innate immunity is a germline encoded. On the other hand, adaptive immunity is variation through recombination during lymphocytic development. There is a variation through VDG recombination. There is variation through VDG recombination during lymphocyte development. In innate immunity, there is a if there is a resistance is present in immunity, suppose this resistance persists through generation to generation and it doesn't change with organisms or lifetime. On the other hand, in acquired immunity, microbial resistance is not heritable. This is one of the important point that you have to remember, that in innate immunity these resistance persists from generation to generation. On the other hand, in acquired immunity or adaptive immunity, the uh, microbial resistance is not heritable. And that is a 2 point you have to add in those innate and acquired immunity, that innate immunity is germline encoded, acquired immunity is variation through recombination during lymphocyte development, and the resistance persists from generation to generation. On the other hand, in adaptive immunity, microbial resistance is not heritable. All these lectures are taken from the great teacher, great immunologist named Dr. MURSHED, and I am one of his students. He's a great man. He is a great teacher, and I know that he will not gonna see my lecture, because I all the lectures is all the slides I have given, it is made by him, and I'm sorry that I haven't taken any form of permission from sir, but respectfully, sir, I admire you, and I am making this video to make our make ourselves, make myself proud, and make you proud too. And that's all.